Welcome to Chicago.
SportstownChicago.com.
O'Hare.
Broadcasting live from Sportstown, Chicago.
Broadcast home for your Windy City Bulls and Chicago Dogs.
We're in a league of our own. Now, here's your SportstownChicago.com update.
At 8:51, I'm Matt DonLee with your SportstownChicago.com update brought to you by the Illinois Media School. If interested in a career in media, go to beonair.com. A slow start for the struggling Bulls at the United Center tonight as they trail the Nets 78-72 with 3 minutes left in the third. Josh Giddey leads all Bulls scorers with 24 points. Following their 7th loss in 10 games Monday night against the Magic, head coach Billy Donovan had this to say about his team's recent effort.
Challenges for us physically, being young, being somewhat long or wiry, like Modest, this is all new for him, so I think they're trying really, really hard in a lot of ways, doing a really, really good job. It's just not good enough to get win.
That audio courtesy of the NBA. A win tonight would snap the Bulls' 4-game skid, but they are without 5 key contributors, including Kobe White, Kevin Huerter, and Isaac Okoro. No more Noah Essengay for the Bulls this season, as Billy Donovan announced today that the rookie will undergo season-ending shoulder surgery. Essengay, picked 12th overall by the Bulls in June, played only 6 minutes across 2 games this season, contributing just a single steal. After an outdoor practice at Hallis Hall yesterday, the Bears did not practice today ahead of their Week 14 game in Green Bay. On the estimated availability report for today, running back Kyle Monungai, wide receiver Rome Odunze, and linebacker Ruben Hippolyte were listed as non-participants. Following last night's shootout loss to the Golden Knights, the Blackhawks are off tonight ahead of tomorrow night's contest against the Kings in Los Angeles. That game will be at 9 on ESPN+. In a top 25 matchup, number 25 Arkansas took down number 6 Louisville earlier tonight, 89-80, handing Louisville their first loss of the season. And in IHSA state playoffs, Brother Rice defeated St. Rita earlier today 17-0 to take the 7A title, and Mount Carmel leads Oswego 14-3 in the fourth quarter for the 8A championship game. This has been your SportstownChicago.com update brought to you by the Illinois Media School. If interested in a career in media, go to beonair.com.
And you will respect my authority. Me too,
And now, it's time for the Matt and Lee Sports Talk Show.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us once again in Matt DonLee Sports Talk Show. I'm Lee, and I'm here with Matt. We're kicking it in nice. How you feeling, Matt?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today, Lee?
Another fine night to talk sports.
We love it. That's what we come here to do. We love it every day, every night. We love it.
Keep us on cue, right? First thing I wanted to get down to, Matt, you know how we do. We get straight into the nitty gritty. You hear Audi Crooks. What do you think, right?
I think, well, if I'm going to be completely honest, probably before this season, I'd say, who?
Yeah, right.
But then upon further investigation, you look into it a little bit more and you're like, oh, that's the girl that I've seen on SportsCenter like every week, basically dominating women's college hoops.
Standout performer, right? Yeah, she is definitely in charge. You know what I mean? I probably would have thought about somebody stealing a luxury car. I ain't gonna lie to you, but to tell you the truth,
that's good. That's
real
good.
deal, man. Tell you the truth, if this is an Audi, it's not an A4, it's an A8. All right, it's a big thing because she is 6'3" with a powerful frame. Got an old school post game, but it's polished to the touch. I've been seeing her dominate. We've been seeing her do her thing, spin moves in the post, all type of glorious footwork for her size as well. Unstoppable in the post. Tell me what you've gathered from her.
Yeah, I mean, she's leading all scorers across women's basketball, which is quite impressive. And I understand early in the season, it doesn't always mean much. You know, you see some of these early season games and you see, we were talking about Ohio State the other night. Their women's team beat Niagara the other day by 98 points. Mm-hmm. So, you have some of these games early in the season, right? And so you got to take that into account a little bit of the fact that sometimes scoring is going to be a little inflated. But at the same time, you've got some powerhouses that she's going up against in terms of who she's outscoring here. She leads all scorers with 27.3 points per game. And that's ahead of, players on other highly ranked teams as well. Now, she plays for Iowa State, and they're ranked number 10. But at the same time, this is going to be a force going forward. Like, we're going to be hearing more and more about her. Maybe not in the same way as Caitlin Clark necessarily, because that's like a once in a whatever, you know.
Yeah, that was a deal breaker.
But you know, I think it's still going to be a name that we hear continuously going forward throughout the season.
Totally. And I will agree with you. You know, even though she's number 10. You know, you got to look at some of these wins for sure. You know, the score differential, if anything. One most notably when we hear about that 98-point win. I like this 105-68. I like, you know, like we say, it's some of the teams that we're playing and stuff too, but you just got to love that footwork and that pure domination. Now, what I will say is they're coming up against Iowa, the Hawkeyes, you know what I mean, coming up next Wednesday. And I know they've always had a great program too. I'm thinking Sydney Marshall and you Kelly, how you pronounce her name? It's always been foreign to me. Hannah, I know her first name.
Right, yeah. I got to look on that last name pronunciation there, yeah.
Yeah, she's a forward, always been doing her thing. And yeah, I'm just wondering, you know, how do they collide or how do they match up with these other teams? I was trying to scope it out. What do you think? You got any idea?
Well, I mean, when you look at who Iowa State's played so far this season, and again, they're looked at as a team that could really go far in the women's tournament in March here. But you look at who they've played so far. Really, the only team of note is Indiana, right? They high scoring game as well, and that's kind of a theme across all of these games. It looks like the lowest point total they've scored in any game this year is 84 against Marquette. So for the college game, that's high scoring, right? So I'd say as long as that defense can hold up against Iowa, because you know Iowa can score the ball too. And, you know, they got away with it against IU the other night on Sunday when they beat them 106-95. You know, 95 points, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot to give up. What I'm more concerned about is I don't know if you're going to be able to have that same offensive contribution against a very good Iowa team. And, you know, not only they can score, they've got some defense to play as well.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They got some intensity. And, I mean, you definitely want to look towards, I would say, some domination in the hole, though. And I wonder who else can really stop her down there when it comes to Iowa. Besides ukulele, you know, she will have that. You will have some foul trouble as well, too, you know. But definitely I'll give it to Jan Jensen. You know, she's on her cue when it comes to having the strategy prepared against who she's matching up against. And as you say, definitely recognized for defense as well. So
I think I'm sorry to cut you off there, Lee. I think, like you said, though, part of that game plan that Iowa's going to have to come in against Iowa State in that game is when you look at Audi Crooks and her foul numbers throughout these games, you know, she in that closest, I'd argue, their closest best win over Marquette, she had 4 fouls. And I think a very smart, intelligent Iowa team, they are going to be attacking the paint, especially with her as a center. They're going to be, you know, they might be more of a shooting team, but I think they might try and early on try and see how much they can get out of her. Maybe get that foul count up a little bit. And if you can take her out of the game, I think, you know, that's going to be a death nail for Iowa State if you can get her in foul trouble early.
That is a great point, actually. I didn't even think about that. And I haven't really researched how many fouls she averages a game because that's very important, you know. I've always watched her footwork on offense and said, hey, hurrah, you know what I mean? But definitely it's something to pay attention to because a lot of teams will feast on it. If you can get her in early foul trouble, kind of got the game in your hands. She's got a lot of competition out there, you know, Paige Beckers, Anissa Morrow, Hannah Hidalgo has been doing her thing as well. I definitely think that it's exciting to watch, and I want to see, you know, if they can go ahead and step up and fare against some of the betters. Let's see where she stands, you know what I mean?
And it's a good story to see what she's been doing. And I got, you know, she really went off in a recent game here. We got some audio for that just to showcase her in a showcase they were playing in. You know, she basically broke the point total record in this game here. I got the audio here from that.
Wow.
Cannot she do? Nice move in the pivot to score. She's got 12 points, and it's a 10-point game again. Inside, Crooks off the glass. She's in to double figures, 38, and make it 39. That ties the record. Make it 40. The new record.
That audio there, courtesy of Flow Sports College there, and she ended that game with 43 points there against Valparaiso, and it's just it's truly incredible to see the scoring that she can put up. But at the same time, when we're looking at, because she's awesome, right? I don't think anybody can deny that. But when you look at who she's got around her, at least at Iowa, Caitlin Clark, when she was playing, she had elite scorers around her as well.
Definitely.
When you're looking at the drop off a little bit behind Audi, it's Addie Brown, who's averaging just under 13 points a game. Then you got Jada Williams in 11.2 per game. And so there's only 3 players on the Cyclones that are averaging double digits. Right. So again, I mean, hopefully she stays healthy, and hopefully they can maintain that game plan of having her be a centerpiece without getting in too much foul trouble as well.
No, very true. Very true, and hopefully they are developing some plays where, now that you mention it, where the shooters can get more in touch with the game too. And because I personally, from the highlights as well as a couple clips playing through, have seen mostly where it's kind of like shack attacks, kind of like feed the big girl. They are finding her most times that are not, wisely so. And
I mean, you look at her frame too. She's 6'3". I mean, that's pretty tall in the women's game there.
Definitely, yeah. Wide too, so it's hard to stop on a spin or anything. So
right,
yeah, right. I know Hannah Stokey is definitely a force to be, and I back her as well. I'm behind number 45 on Iowa, so that'll be an interesting matchup to see. Have you looked more into like the Iowa's roster as well too? I would like to say definitely. I haven't heard of any of them, but where do they rank? Yeah,
so Iowa currently is ranked number 12 in the country, and I'd say that they are a little bit more even distribution with the ball in terms of how they're able to score it. You don't have anything too high, you don't have anything too low, and I think when you're looking at competitors in the tournament later on in the season, that's good that you have a well-rounded, balanced roster, right? So Ava Heidem, she's leading the Hawkeyes here in scoring with 16 a game, but 16 is not super high, right? It's not like when we're looking at Audi Crooks where it's going from 28 or 27 a game to 12 a game, right? Okay. We're going from 16 to 9 in the top 4 there. No. So it's a decent distribution there. And again, Iowa, they're going to be a little bit more methodical with the ball. They do have some big blowouts. They beat Evansville 119-43. Oof. But at the same time, they've proven that they can win close games. They beat number 7 Baylor by 5 in a low-scoring affair, both teams in the 50s.
Nice.
And I think it's going to be a little bit more of a wake-up call for Iowa State when they see, in my opinion, a little bit more well-rounded Iowa team come in and play, who's already been tested a little bit, playing against some very quality competition. Northern Iowa, a decent team in the Missouri Valley for the women's game. Number 7 Baylor. Miami's never a pushover, right? And they beat them. So, they've been tested, and I don't think that Iowa State has been in quite that same way.
Yeah.
So we'll see. That'll be a fun matchup, honestly.
No, for sure. Like you see these freaks of nature, so to speak, athletically sometimes when it comes to just the potential that they have, growing so strong, so big early, like freshman year type of thing. How tall was Shaq at 13? 6'6". So, it can get out of proportion sometimes. I'm wondering, when you do see Audi being 6'3", just the freshman year, being as dominant as she is, can put up, I think that was 40 points in a quarter. Was that what? That
was the full game, but it broke that showcase's record.
Okay, I was gonna say that's insane. Yeah, I wouldn't have been surprised if it was possible. But I'll say this: what is her potential? Like going into sophomore year, or even just like when you do see that time where she's kind of signing up for the draft, what can you even imagine the proportion of talent she could have, collected over that time? Like, where do you see her? Is she dominant like Shaq in the league, or maybe?
I based on her size alone, I could see that to an extent. I could see how teams, even in the WNBA, would have a hard time containing her. However, it's a much different game, and especially in women's ball, you get it a little bit more. There's a bit more talent disparity, and so I think that as she moves forward and progresses, I think the more skilled players will be able to contain her in ways that those lesser teams early in the season might not be.
Yeah, makes sense. I agree. I want to see what the fancy footwork and just the confidence that she has going into it. It'd be fun to notice what she does. All right, now I'm wondering now, is this Mecca? All right, there's been a shift in the East, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we'll get into how what was once a conference cakewalk for certain teams has now become a jungle of random opportunity. We'll be right back.
He's right there. It's the bottom of the 7th inning. The last chance to order beer. But we didn't come here to drink beer. We came here to win this ball game.
Chicago's so lucky.
SportsTownChicago.com.
1, 2, 3 into the 4. Pizza at your house and you can get it at the store. Uh-oh, here we go. Chicagoland area. Little Caesars is heating up for the summer. Try our new Crazy Puffs, $3.99. Walk-in or delivery. 7 days a week. 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. filled with cheesy mozzarella, pepperoni, pizza sauce, buttery, garlic flavor drizzle, Italian herb and Parmesan seasoning, deep dish Detroit style pizza, $7.99. Super cheesy bread, $5.99. Hot and ready combo, $12.99. And for your daily deals, go to LitCaesars.com. Oh, Little Caesars with our crazy puffs and cheesy dreams. You light up my soul with your pepperoni schemes. With every slice we share, with every moment we did in this piece of love affair, so you didn't hear that just here. You don't want to miss out on these delicious deals. Visit your Chicagoland area Little Caesars today. Cheese, cheese, cheese.
Nobody does food better than our friends south of the border. If you're looking for delicious, authentic Mexican food in Chicagoland's backyard, check out the Topos restaurant. Try their quesadillas, burritos, or my favorite, the 3-taco combo with steak and extra chipotle salsa.
Muy caliente!
They even have breakfast for early risers. Topos is the highest rated Mexican restaurant in Naperville on Yelp. Once you try it, you'll understand why. Visit toposnaperville.com for their menu, special offers, and online ordering on Grubhub. Pickup or delivery. Topos restaurant. Open nightly until 8:30, closed on Sundays, located next to the Jewel on Aurora Avenue in Naperville. Experience fresh, homemade Mexican at the Topos restaurant.
I got an affordable family-owned restaurant for you that won't cost you an arm and a lamb. It's Goodies in River Grove. My Goodies order never changes. A gyros, not a gyro. Smothered in sauce and hot fries on the side for less than $9. If I'm really starved, I'll add a chicken kebab to my order. Looking for more? Try a juicy cheeseburger, Chicago-style hot dogs, or a toasty corned beef meal. I can walk in 7 days a week, dine with my family, or call 708-583-1700. Pick it up and enjoy it at home. Can't stop in? Not a problem. Goodies delivers through Grubhub, DoorDash, and Seamless. Goodies is located at Cumberland, Belmont, River Grove. Goodies bring authentic Greek food to the Chicago.
It's the summer of coffee at Dunkin' Donuts. To reach peak summer mode, you need your summer coffee, like a smooth new s'mores frozen Dunkin' coffee, a refreshing butter pecan iced coffee, or a sweet coconut cream pie cold brew. What could be better than iced frozen coffee on a hot summer day? Nothing. Dunkin' Donuts has all your favorite flavors this summer. So come enjoy the summer of coffee and keep cool out there, kids. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Looking for a great bargain? Want to find cool collectibles? Need to get fresh fruit and vegetables for the family? Come on down to Swapo Ramen. 3 great locations, 42nd and Ashland in Chicago, Melrose Park and Ulsan, with hundreds of indoor and outdoor vendors selling clothing, tools, electronics, and much, much more. Have stuff for sale? Become a Swapo Ramen vendor and turn your hidden treasure into cash. Visit their website for market days, hours, and vendor information. Go to swap-o-ramen.com. Swapo Ramen, the first name in flea markets.
I didn't think we played right most of the night, personally. They had 18 more shots than us. You know how hard it is to win a game when you spot the team. We played so well the other night, rebounded well, and then tonight, I just felt frustrated the entire night. I really did. I just didn't think we played with the right something. And we played like we thought we were going to win the game. That's how I felt.
Doc Rivers with his comments following that loss to the Wizards earlier this week. And Lee, what's going on here with some of these teams in the Eastern Conference? I mean, they're kind of like the Bulls. They're getting out to a bit of a slow start. Am I right?
What a landslide for sure in a S show. Injuries, reshaping, rotations, and coaching changes. Chemistry issues, to say the least. And it came out of nowhere because, like I say, sort of a cakewalk of a conference where you just see for certain teams like the Celtics or Miami or you got your 76ers and the Bucks. Giannis being as dominant as he is, it's always like the top 5 seeds are within 3 or 4 games played behind each other when it comes to the race. And then everybody else, it just gets disparaging. Like 7 games behind, 11 games behind, 15 games behind. We get to the Wizards, they can be as much as 20-something games behind the last person. Probably so, right with them. So it makes you wonder, what was the quick landslide? Obviously, we're still close. You know what I mean? With so few games being played, but you can definitely see it in some of the scores and performances. Like Celtics and Orlando being a rivalry. Those games have been a little different without Tatum. Obviously, it's interesting. The injuries and everything add up, but something's still not right with as far as Raptors.
Where'd they come from? Where did the Raptors come from?
It's got a team to do that though.
They do.
They do. So they have a
Josh.
They got to appreciate y'all. But they got a team. They got a team to do that though.
Yep.
Like it's not like they're bad. Like they have Brandon Ingram, Scotty's he's an all-star. If you don't
Scotty's
think
always been there.
Yeah. And Ingram. If you don't think both of them are something's wrong. Quickly's a good piece. They have good pieces too. Like they're a really good team.
Yeah, I will say this. They have a whip, and what I mean by that, when I say that, is leading. Is that in your bingo card? For the Raptors to be number 1 in the conference, so surprising. It's the shift, of course, of these dominant teams, quote unquote, is surprising, but just the Raptors on top of everyone. Yeah, well, I guess the Pistons are above them too, but
Pistons, the fact that they were like 14-1, or like they won like a 14-game winning streak. I'm like, oh. Yeah, bro. Like Cade was great, but Cade elevated his game to where it's like he's in MVP talks. Like, there's conversations where if the season was to end today, he could be MVP over a lot of people. Like even like if you like over Jokic or even over Shea.
I can dig it.
But the Thunder, they gonna go 70 and something.
Yeah,
they going 70 and something. They're going 70 and something.
They're on road to really take the show.
I'm saying,
it makes me wonder. When you mentioned the Pistons too, you talked about Cade. It looks like Cade is making his teammates better too. What would you say? What would you say, Matt? Like, how what do you see in the West, in the East? Excuse me. Like, that's a pattern for you. You see consistency, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at what the Pistons have been doing at the beginning of the season, I think we can see the pieces coming together earlier, even back when they were in their awful rebuilding stage. You could see Cade developing as a leader there, and we see that development that they had last season as well, and getting into the position that they're at this year. It's nice to see that Cade not only is able to do what he's doing for himself, and again leading the team in scoring, but that he's got some major contributors around him, and that they're finally being able to click a little bit more offensively, and not only that, see that chemistry develop. And I think a lot of teams can look to the Pistons to say, hey, when you've got a really bad team, go get your superstar, build around them, and get that chemistry right early.
Yeah, make sure those role players know they park for sure. No, definitely. What do you think about the Heat then? Are the Raptors that much better than the Heat or no?
Okay, so for the Heat, I didn't expect them to be 3, but they have Eric Spoelstra has always been this elite of the elite coach. So it's like they have like a system where it's like they can plug in anybody. Like you plugged in Norman Powell, like he came from the Clippers. You plugged him in. He's averaging 20 something. Andrew Wiggins, he's okay. So he was like a first overall pick, so I can't say like too much about him. But he was like crazy hype. Like they call him Maple Jordan, but he's like decent right now. He's a decent player. Like he's averaging 22. Yeah. Tyler Hero came back there. He's doing his thing. Khalil Ware. He's a backup. He was a starting big because Bam was up, but he was starting. He was so good, bro. He's just I don't know. He was averaging 20, but now he's like averaging like lower numbers. Bam is still good. They have a good team. And they have Davion Mitchell, who's a starting point guard who plays defense. He's one of the few people in the NBA who play defense. So they have a team that actually makes noise, but they're not gonna really go nowhere. I would say playoff wise, but right now, regular season, they can make some noise. And Giannis is in a situation where it's like you don't even know if he's staying in Milwaukee. So he could go to the Heat. You know what I'm saying?
A report just came out. I got to find it here to get the exact, but essentially, the trade talks and how his representation is talking about. Look, I got to get out of here because let me ask this: Josh? What do you think about the Doc Rivers situation in Milwaukee? And do you think that Doc Rivers being the head coach has led to some of the health issues in his managerial style that Giannis is facing, or do you think that's just kind of normal wear and tear for his age?
I think it's Doc Rivers because the same thing with what's happening with Embiid when he was on Philly, mind you. Oh, okay. I might about to go on a rant. Doc Rivers, I hate Doc Rivers being like he's not good. Like the reason why everybody is on him because he won the championship in 2008.
I said
we're in 2025. We're about to be in 2026. You know
well, there's a pattern of him going to teams and having lackluster success with key pieces around him that he's working with as well.
And Embiid, and they were up 3-2 against the Celtics and blew that. He blew 3-1 leads to the Rockets with no James Harden. How? You lost to Josh Smith. You lost to Josh Smith and Jason Terry. Jason Terry was 30-something at that point. He was flying around in threes. Wow. How? You have the Lob City Clippers. You have the Lob City Clippers. You blew that. 2020, up 3-1 with Kawhi and PG. Bro, PG just played like that. PG played horrible. So I'm not even going to, you know what I'm saying? But still up 3-1 and you blew that.
Yeah,
I don't know, bro. He doesn't get any better. And not to mention, he has Darvin Ham as his assistant coach. Darvin Ham with the Lakers. Don't get me started on Darvin Ham with the Lakers. Whoa.
One of the few people in Chicago that has an opinion on him with the Lakers.
God,
no, for sure.
No, bro. Like I don't like him, bro. I don't like either of them.
Lee, I got a question. I got a question for you, Lee. When it comes to the Cavs, and again, we're talking in general. You know, our clip was about Giannis and Doc and the Bucks, but this is kind of our segment here is trying to encompass all of the lackluster Eastern talent that we've kind of seen. How some teams in the past, and when you look at coming into this season in the East, Tatum's hurt on the Celtics, Halliburton's hurt on the Pistons. What's a really good team that's bringing back a healthy superstar? The Cavs.
Oh yeah,
and they're 13-10, and they've dropped 4 of their last 5, including their most recent game today, where they lost at home to the Trailblazers, 122-110. What do you make of this kind of early snooze fest a little bit for Cleveland? Do you think it's just they're working some things out? I mean, Donovan Mitchell is still contributing at a very high level, but you know, I don't think that the wins are there as they should be currently with Cleveland. Do you think that's something to worry about if you're a Cavs fan, or is that just kind of early season rust?
Well, I would say definitely probably early season woes, but at the same time, curiously enough, I don't know if you've heard this, Josh, or you, Adam. When it comes to Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, there's like some type of tension there. Apparently, they don't.
Oh, they got some beef.
Mm-hmm,
okay,
they have the best chemistry. Obviously, they have different playing styles. You probably noticed. You know,
they I don't even.
Is it chemistry or in different players?
Nah, Darius Garland don't need to be on that team.
He doesn't need to be there.
No. He gonna get traded? Do you think?
Yeah,
he
probably.
Gotta go. He's averaging 13 right now.
It'd be
That's
him.
Not him.
It'd be him having to go first, and
that
is notable because he can average 22 to
20, and he be his assists be up. His assists is not up. He's not passing the ball how he's supposed to. If he passed the ball more, I feel like it would be an issue because he can average 10 assists. He's the playmaker. He can play it.
Your scorer is averaging more rebounds.
Right.
I mean, assists than
you. Right. He's averaging 32, by the way. I don't even like Donovan Mitchell. I think Donovan Mitchell overrated. I've been saying that. Really? It's cool.
We're bringing Josh out with the hot takes today. Honestly, what is that? What is that? A Baja Blast?
Nah, I don't know what this drink was. Adam had it. Adam got it. I don't know what drink it was.
The strawberry Baja Blast got him having some spicy takes here today.
Takes, man. Like,
no, for sure.
He's overrated, bro. I don't know. So I don't like, bro.
So you gotta find that drink when you want to get spiteful.
I guess so.
To be dairy.
You drink that drink from Taco Bell, all of a sudden you got some beef in Cleveland.
It's real. I don't think he's good, bro. He's good, like, but regular when it comes to the playoffs, though, man, he ain't showing me nothing. He lost to the Pacers in 5 games. He won 1 game.
You know,
with your team, he won 1 game last season. No. Can't let that fly.
When we look at the Magic as well, 13-9 here. What do we think their ceiling is for the season? They're currently, I mean, it's early. It's, barely into December here, but they're sitting in the 5 spot in the East. Do we think that Orlando has a potential for a top 3 seed in the East?
What do you think on that one for top 3?
Top 3? I feel like they might, because I feel like the top 3 is like, to me, I feel like the top 3 locked. I think it's locked because I think it's Pistons, Raptors, and I think the Knicks going to get up there too.
You think the Raptors are going to keep this up the whole season?
I think they're good enough to make the second to keep this up. They have a good
Go
team.
second round.
Second round.
Second round.
I mean,
I'm not.
it depends on who they play. Pistons can make it. Pistons can go to the finals depending on who they play. If they match up against, well, they're gonna have to match up against the Knicks. They're not beating the Knicks anymore. Ain't nobody. And I'm a New Yorker. I don't care. Nobody beating us.
No, fact.
Ain't nobody on the East beating us. Like, bro, if you go down the list, nobody's beating us.
No.
But Magic though, they could be a top 5 seed. I think their ceiling is top 5. Top like 4 or 5. And I swear if they match up against the Knicks, it's game over. Yeah, just don't even play, bro. Sit down.
What I will say, interesting enough, you do have a point, right? When it comes down to, because I was looking at some of the add ups for starting 5s. You know what I mean? Obviously, the bench contributes to the game as well, but you do look at the Bucks. It's hard for Giannis having 30 points out of the 83 points a game, or I think it was, or so barely. It's like 70 some points a game that they average all together. But I'm looking at the Magic. Franz Wagner with 23 a game, Banchero 21, Jalen Suggs with 13, Wendell with 13, Desmond with 17, respectively. I do that math in my head. That's over 100 points a game from the starters alone.
Yeah,
that's a lot of potential when you.
And they got some depth too.
Some decent people on the bench.
Anthony Black.
And,
They got
or
Jet
Anthony
Howard.
Black go to the.
They got Jet Howard. Nah, they got Caleb. It was some other dude.
Cole Anthony.
Cole Anthony went to the Bucks.
Yeah, okay. They got
He's a
Anthony
New
Black
Yorker. I mess with him because I like him because he's a New Yorker. That's it. His game is garbage.
No, I can dig it.
He's from New York, so I got
It's definitely interesting to see what happens over there. Orlando was a good ticket, but yeah, I would like to see the Raptors actually go through. I'm sure Glow would like to see Brandon Ingram continue doing his thing as well. Okay, and if I could just sponsor ChatGPT real quick. Hey, Chat, draw me a picture of a bull getting bullied. Okay, I bet the Chicago Bulls logo will pop up. Maybe they just show the Eastern Conference standings and highlight them. Next up, we talk the Bulls fall from grace. We'll be right back after these.
This is your home for sports.
This is the best fans in the world.
No better team. SportsTownChicago.com.
Are you ready for this? Valley View Automotive has all of the hottest SUVs you've been looking for. Enjoy a test drive and the opportunity to drive one of these powerful vehicles off the lot for half the price. Yes, half the price. Now's the time to get yourself to Valley View by car, on foot, or even by air to take advantage of this outrageous sale. You better get here quickly, because this promotion is only going on for 24 hours, and the automobiles are leaving the lot faster than you can say four-wheel drive. Valley View Automotive, a dealership you can depend on.
Hey, I'm Andy Griggs, asking you to help prevent domestic violence. Domestic violence isn't a woman's issue. It hurts all of us. Women are injured and killed every day by their husbands and boyfriends. So it's time for men to take action right now to teach boys that violence against women is wrong, to help prevent abuse before it starts. Call the Family Violence Prevention Fund at 1-800-END-ABUSE to get a free Take Action kit containing tips on what to say to boys. That's 1-800-END-ABUSE. Teach early.
Indeed is the #1 job search user with over 250 million monthly users. Indeed's priority is to help everyone in the job searching process to find a job by uploading 10 new job opportunities every 10 seconds worldwide. With Indeed, you have free access to job searches, resume uploads, and company researches. There are over 10,000 employees at Indeed that pursue to help people find the job they are looking for. They connect with millions of people to new opportunities. Go to Indeed.com and sign up for free and create a resume and let Indeed do the rest to help you on your job search.
Hey, I'm Jesus Mauricio. Be sure to tune in every Friday to listen to Zeus Off the Bat, a baseball talk show from 1 to 2 p.m. where I'll be discussing and updating you on all things about baseball. News, predictions, reactions, and more about the Cubs, Sox, and everything across the league. Happens every Friday at 1 p.m. right here on SportsTownChicago.com. Don't forget to follow and share our Twitter and Instagram with your friends at Zeus Off the Bat. Zeus Off the Bat!
might sound a little cocky, but I think we're legends in Chicago. We really are.
SportsTownChicago.com.
We're all looking to save $1 these days, right? Well, Pino's Domain is the perfect spot for pizza lovers with the $10 and under menu that'll make your taste buds and your wallet happy. Fried chicken sandwiches, just $6. It's so good I had to start working there just to eat it every day. That's not all. Grab 2 large one-topping pizzas with extra cheesy goodness and a 2-liter soda for just $26.30. Plus, order online to get 5% off exclusive deals. Family owned and operated for 30 years, open 7 days a week, and until 1 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Check them out on the corner of North Main and Willowview. Pino's on Main.
Oh my God, I need some Pookie's crack cake. Pookie's crack cakes.
Yeah, girl. You ain't never heard about the best crack cakes in Chicago?
They're right there in the Bronzeville area, right at 105 East 47th Street.
They're moist, delicious, premium homemade cakes made fresh daily. One bite and you're addicted.
They got the caramel cake, butter pecan praline, and red velvet. Ooh, and don't forget the strawberry lemonade and a chocolate Oreo dream. They're open Wednesday through Saturdays, 11 to 6 p.m. Sundays, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. and they're closed Mondays and Tuesdays.
Early arrival is highly recommended. First come, first serve. They give out tickets at 10 a.m.
Just mention you heard it right here on Real Girl Talk Radio and you'll get a free butter cookie with your purchase. Make sure you follow them on Instagram and Facebook at Pookie's Crack Cakes.
Girl, where you going?
I gotta go get my crack cake.
Let's go.
Back to your home for sports.
Here's your SportsTownChicago.com.
At 9:27 p.m., I am Lee Sanders with your SportsTownChicago.com update powered by the Illinois Media School. If interested in a career in media, go to beonair.com. The Bears did not practice Wednesday, but released an estimated injury report. Wide receiver Rome Odunze, who was nursing a foot injury, was ruled out for practice, and running back Cal Monungai, who rushed for 131 yards and a touchdown against the Philadelphia Eagles on Friday, also would not have practiced due to an ankle issue. The team did get some good news for their defense, however, and linebackers Noah Sewell, who missed last week's game with an elbow injury, and defensive lineman TJ Edwards, who missed the game with a concussion, and also has missed their last 4 games with hand and hamstring injuries. The Bears will have 2 more injury reports prior to Sunday's game at 3:25 on Fox. Blackhawks' losing streak increases to 5 as they fall 4-3 in a shootout with the Golden Knights yesterday in Vegas. Connor Bedard scored a goal in the game. In another Blackhawks news, Wyatt Kaiser signed a 2-year contract worth $3.4 million, and Spencer Knight signed a 3-year contract extension worth $17.5 million. The Bulls have made notable adjustments to the roster following the continued injury woes. 21-year-old center Lachlan Obrich was added to the rotation alongside his WCB teammate, 25-year-old guard Emmanuel Miller. Lachlan made his NBA debut November 29th. In injury news for the Bulls, Noah Sange is out for the season with a shoulder contusion. Other key updates for the Bulls include Jalen Smith being out with a strained left hamstring, as well as Zach Collins still being out and Trey Jones being questionable. Dalen Terry will play in Wednesday's game against Brooklyn after missing 5 games with the calf strain. This has been your SportsTownChicago.com update brought to you by the Illinois Media School. If interested in a career in media, go to beonair.com.
Long rebound Black to the leaking Wagner. Bain. Wagner. Bronze's turn with the driving shot. He scores. Gets a rebound, Suggs. Bain again. 4-3. Drills it. There we go. Second chance opportunity. He's open. Passed up the 3. Bain fakes the pass. Drives the middle. Lays it in for 2 more. 1 minute to play. Ellis challenging Wagner. Now Giddy. Blocked by Black.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Matt, Lee, and Josh, he's sitting here. Adam's in the cut too. Adam, say hello. And we are back with the DonLee Sports Talk Show. All right, get back into it. We're going to dive into the Bulls and their fall from grace. Starting off 6-1. Just kind of having a repeat offender type of season, I should say. You know, I mean, if we're going to blame somebody, who do we blame, Matt?
I mean, I feel like Billy's doing what he can. He's saying the right things. When you listen to his post-game press conferences, he is saying the right thing, but at the same time, it's getting to the point here where you started the season beating all of these really good teams, and now you've had a stretch, and they lost just now to the Nets. You've dropped 5 in a row, and other than the Magic, all of them under 500 teams, right? You're losing to the Pelicans. You're losing to the Hornets. You're losing to the Nets. You're losing to the Pacers. You're losing to teams that you should not be losing to, and this is just getting to the point of being unacceptable.
Yeah, definitely. That is the best way to explain it. I'm trying to find a pattern. I can't really figure it out. You know, our players still have outstanding days and nights. Wouldn't you say the same? Kobe White came back and featured shortly and had about 23 points with some colorful help. You know, I think 4 or 5 assists, etc. Josh Giddey is still going to get at least 20-something points and have almost 10 assists. What's the problem exactly? They always distribute the ball pretty well for the most part. Making shots is the issue, but you know, you could have 7 Bulls players in double digits. Why can't they just hold firm? What is it? Do you think, John?
I just think it's just the fact that they're the Bulls. Dang. Like I'm not trying to be that, you know what I'm saying, that dude or nothing, but like like
Being that dude.
It's not really a curse. It's a curse. I ain't gonna lie. Because like, bro, y'all in the spot right now where y'all looking real nice for the plan.
Yeah.
Like the last 5 years,
my
y'all were.
goodness.
But look, y'all were like.
Can
the
you ever look
19th
good for the play-in?
Yeah.
No. Well, maybe y'all might be a little worse than the plan.
Oh,
but look though, the thing is, bro, like. I think I need to just rebuild, man. It's okay to lose now. At least I'm winning later. Like the first thing I'll tell y'all to do right now is get rid of Vooch because he's not on your timeline. But he does fit well with the system. He fit well now. He fits well better now than he did when it was DeRozan and Veen and Caruso.
Definitely.
Well, we saw that early in the season. Vooch was doing good. He was leading the team along, and I think what it comes down to right now is, you know, and there's no good time for this, but let me just read you the Bulls injury report for tonight. These are all the players that are out. Kevin Huerter, Isaac Okoro, Zach Collins, Jalen Smith, Trey Jones, Kobe White. These were all big contributors in those first couple of weeks when they were winning. And now they're sitting on the bench and injured. And now we're just trying to play with this weird jigsaw puzzle where we're trying to put things into, you know, square pegs into round holes, and it's just not really working out. I don't know if it's a chemistry thing or just a style of play, or Billy's just trying to have the exact same system run with these new guys. I don't know what it is, but clearly when you're losing to the worst teams in the league repeatedly over the past week, it's not working.
No, definitely, you know. And I'm curious to see, because I see Josh Giddey, he had 28, he had triple-double. 28, 11, 11.
He not the problem. He good.
You know what I mean? And it's like I said, I didn't even get to take a peek. Well distributed. But, yeah, he does pass.
Keep him. Just get rid of
Well, but here's the thing. They were I can't remember the exact game that it was, but, you know, Giddey had 24, Kobe White had 23, and they lost by 10. And it's like, this is giving me Levine and DeRozan vibes here. Like,
they're younger.
And I'm not saying that's what it is, but, you know, we say when we say that Josh Giddey's good, he is good, but at the same time, just those counting stat contributions, like, you know, maybe he needs a little bit more support around him, and you can't ask him to put everything on him, just like you couldn't ask Vooch to put everything on him early in the season. I'm kind of looking for Modest to step up here a little bit, especially with his 3-point shooting. He's just been very lackluster the past month, and I don't know if it's a confidence thing. He was 1 for 5 tonight from 3, 2 for 7 the other night against Orlando, 2 for 5, 0 for 5, 2 for 5, 1 for 6. He's not consistent enough. I don't know if he's just forcing shots at this point, but I think there's something off with him where he's just not really feeling comfortable out there. And the Bulls need him to be an even larger contributor than he currently is being.
No, real still. I mean, even in the beginning of the season, he kind of had sort of a slow peak with the 3-pointers. You know what I mean? They were opening up his game a little bit. He had only made 6 of 20 attempts in the first 5 games. So a decent 30%, you know what I mean, for, you know, a breakout starting role, etc. So what I will say is, yeah, I know that shot needs to fall so they can open up more game as well. But I do want to see him attack the rim more, like you say, be a leader. We said that in the beginning of the season. Who's going to be the guy to step up? Who should be the guy, who's got the most potential to create a play or to be a force on offense to the extent where if you can't execute to perfection, you'll get a foul or you'll open the door for somebody else to score. Who's got that potential? Who's got that length, agility? And it's him. I don't see anybody else on the team that can be close, you know what I mean, besides Giddy.
They need to just run the ball. They're young. They got the youngest team in the league. Outside of Vooch. Like, if you take away Vooch, that team is like 23 or less.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Like, they have a really young team.
And they lead in fast break.
Right, they're leading the fast break. Exactly. So push the ball.
Yeah.
And you can't push the ball with Vooch because Vooch is not quick. Get rid of Vooch. And then 1 and 2, I hate to say it. I like him, but I don't like it for y'all. Get rid of Kobe Bryant. Because when he plays, he's inconsistent.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even play that much. He's always hurt. Like you said, he's hurt.
Yeah.
He's been hurt.
What if Patrick Williams?
And don't even speak on Patrick Williams because he just all he do is sit there and play defense. If you don't play defense, you're gonna see him in that corner. Back to that corner, or let's go back to that corner. No, we don't care. We don't care about. We don't care about Patrick Williams. We don't care about him. He just plays defense, which is good. He's like Kawhi in San. No, he's not Kawhi in San Antonio because Kawhi in San Antonio was the greatest defender ever. He's not the greatest defender ever, but he's like early Kawhi, like system Kawhi, like early Kawhi. That's what he is. That's it.
I agree that they probably should have moved on from Vooch at this point, and it doesn't have anything to do with Vooch being a bad player. He's a good player. He just doesn't really fit in the system or where the Bulls are. Yeah, but that's the thing. Where are the Bulls trying to go? That's the thing. Are they even trying to win?
Yeah, because you're not competing. You're not competing. You can't be thinking we're competing for a chip. Like every year, you hit it on the head as well. I didn't get to touch back on it, but when you were like, they need to rebuild, but they have been. That's what they've been saying. Ever since the Rose injury and whatnot, they've been constantly saying
they lied.
We're in a rebuild. When they got rid of Noah and Gibson, they're like, yeah, we're starting all over.
They lied.
We're starting all over.
You can't rebuild yet if Vooch is still on the team. Once Vooch is off that team, then I can consider it a rebuild because that team is young. He's the only one. He's like 30. Like he's just 30 something. Like you should have knew once he got rid of DeRozan.
Yeah.
Right. You should have knew when he got rid of DeRozan and Levine and Caruso. Mind you, they're all somewhere else, and you could ship him to a contender. He will do really well in a contender. Like I could consider him a contender doing decent, putting up decent numbers.
And if you don't get a center back for him, then what you're looking at center just isn't really great. And I think that's part of the reason that it will have to happen on the offseason. Because if you look at the depth chart right now, Jalen Smith, I don't know if I really want him being the starting center. Zach Collins, I mean, he's perpetually hurt. If he comes back, that'd be great. But I still don't know how well he'll fit into that starting five that they currently have. So, yeah, I mean, it just seems like for whatever reason, the Bulls have decided let's sell in on this Vooch experiment and get some guys around him. But it's kind of like, you buy a nice shiny new car, but then you also have like one of those parking donuts on it that doesn't allow it to drive anywhere. That's kind of how it feels.
It's tough, you know what I mean? So and it because it's like the spirit of Chicago just gives you that type of energy. So I mean, you could put Durant and Ja Morant over here, and it's just like, what will they do with it? I mean, you just had Levine and DeRozan averaging that many points, DeRozan leading and averaging points, and they still really fell apart off one injury. I don't want to take too much away from Lonzo, obviously being gone, but just for the way they fell.
They were 4-0 too.
Terrible, yeah.
That was a good start. Like I remember that. Like really, it was a really good start. And they had everybody thought that they were gonna go places. And then
like a 12+ point differential.
And then and then Lonzo got hurt, and it hasn't been the same since Lonzo for either. He's on the Cavs right now, and I feel like even him, if they need to get rid of Garland, but if they start with Lonzo, I think Lonzo could do wonders for that team because he's 6'7", and he's you know what I'm saying. He plays defense. He does everything on the court effectively. So right, so he should start. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying?
Maddie, another thing, right? I want to know your take on Patrick Williams. I'm sorry, I couldn't leave this because I want to give you a nice little stat, right? Josh, you mentioned defense with Pat.
That's all you can do.
He's a small forward, right?
Yeah.
Technically. So he like have to stop the likes of LeBron, Kevin Durant, Paul George,
Ideally.
Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. Well, Jason Tatum is averaging 24 against this guy. He just scored 43, 31, 21, and 32 respectively. You got Paul George, you know what I'm saying? The PG sickness, 22, 28, 16. You know what I mean? Durant averaging almost 30 on this guy. Who is Patrick Williams stopping exactly? Does he stop maybe Markkanen? Nope. Markkanen's averaging 32. What did Markkanen score against us? Patrick Williams would have been his defense, right?
Well, so on the Bulls depth chart, he's listed as a power forward. So he might not be small, but yeah. Let me see how Laurie, because Laurie, I know he dropped 40.
Well, yeah. Every time you see the
us,
Bulls, you see red. Because you know what I'm saying.
Well, yeah,
y'all traded him.
Yeah, he's gonna snap.
Which was crazy.
Yeah, Markkanen had 47, but
oh my god.
But
see, he had to kill y'all. Y'all traded him. He has to. Every time he sees y'all, he's circling that date.
But Pat only played 14 minutes in that game.
Okay, then.
So it wasn't, no.
You know, Pat does get in for those, like we say, those special defense assignments. Sometimes he can sneak up about 4 threes in the meantime, miss them all. We don't know how that happens, but yeah, usually it is for periods of time where he's put in for an assignment. So, interestingly enough, yeah,
it's also when you look at the rebuild, there's so many things that don't make sense about the Bulls. If you wanted to say what direction are they going, not only the Vooch thing, but when you look at the payroll that is dedicated to Pat Williams, he's getting paid $18 million a year, and he's playing less than 15 minutes a game.
Yeah,
you don't need that money.
Yeah, man.
And so again, it's not only about your personnel; it's your resource allocation of what are you spending on what. I got to look up his exact minutes per game currently. He is averaging 20 minutes a game.
Oh, wow.
7 points,
brother.
Not even a block, not even a steal.
Why you set that up, bro?
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like, you gave me such interesting information when you said that about the pay. I had to see who was related to. I had to Google who is this guy related to, because I've been trying to reel through answers of why he can still be here. Is this a sympathy thing with Billy and them? Did he cry on the bench 3 seasons ago at the end? Like,
I don't know what
I just can't get it right.
Mind you, he was drafted.
Better,
he was drafted through a screen. Like he deserves that, bro. He was drafted through a screen. I'm like, what garbage? Like he went 4. Yeah. He went 4. Y'all could have had Maxi. Y'all could have had imagine a Maxi with this team. That'd have been great because he runs. But I thought Williams was like us. So.
Sheesh, man. I wish the best for the Bulls. I will be here as well all the time in spirit. And we will tune into them the next game. But for now, we've got to go. We got to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all for joining us on the DonLee Show. Joining me and Matt, Joshy, Adam. It's been a ball. So I almost forgot. Social medias quickly.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Where can we find y'all?
I bet. So _ Gingo at 50 quick spot.
Yes. BROGEODI.
Adam, where can the good people find you?
Find me on Instagram at slim_SHNADY, slim_Shanady on Instagram.
And for me, it's Matt_D14 on Twitter. Once again, thank you very much, folks, for tuning in. We'll be back again tomorrow night. Make sure to drive home safely and have a fantastic rest of your night. We'll see you later.